What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the GoodeBaker Podcast. I'm Nick Baker. Across from me, Shane Good.
What's cooking?
And we're here to talk to you about some video games. First things first, a little bit of housekeeping. We're going to be starting a D&D campaign podcast that'll be airing soon. We're workshopping some names and some concepts for things, but we're going to have some video running for that. Once we get that all set, we're
you can see our ugly faces.
Yeah, you can finally see what these ugly mugs look like. And so for more information on that, keep tuned to the Facebook page, our YouTube channel. We'll put those links below. Also, the Podbean download is a great way to listen to us on the go. That's pretty much all we have right now. Spotify and Apple are giving us a hard time, so we'll figure that out at a different date. But for now, what have we been playing, man? What's up?
So, dude, I've been playing a lot of POE as normal. My group is almost to a headhunter. Not that it really means too much for you.
So remind me again, the headhunter is an item.
So
is it a weapon?
And a headhunter is a legendary belt.
Legendary belt.
And it's the most expensive item in a game, more expensive than a mirror. And a mirror is, I'll tell you the difference in what two items are. So a mirror allows you to replicate any item that is not unique in the game. A perfect copy of it.
That's awesome. So stats, everything. Buffs.
So if you create a unique weapon, if you create a rare that is perfect in every way, you can replicate it. And you can sell it.
That's dope. Sounds great.
Yeah. So that's what a mirror does, and this item is worth 30% more than that item, which is insane.
So the headhunter is a unique item, so that wouldn't be able to be mirrored.
Correct.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So what a headhunter does is it allows you to steal every buff from a rare monster that you kill. So, and why that's so important is. You can steal every buff, every rare monster. You can basically in maps you can roll them to have bloodlines, so you can roll them to have extra damage, shield, and speed with extra attack speed, and you can steal all that for I don't know. It starts out at 20 seconds, but you can put it all the way up to I think it's a minute and 5 seconds. I can clear a map in 30 seconds. So a minute and 5 seconds, way more time.
Attack speed is pretty important when you're trying to get that low of a number for clearing areas.
Attack speed and move speed are that's where it's at. So the reason why that item's just so expensive is because you literally you make the monsters in the map that you're about to fight really difficult to fight, kill one of them, and then just lazily go through the map in 20 seconds.
All right, dude. So any other developments in the POE area? Have any more updates?
Small quality life changes like they always do. You can now stack your timeless emblem shards up to 5,000 apiece. Before, you could only stack them up to 100. Then you'd have to create the emblem, which they don't stack, so it would take more space in your stash.
Okay, so you only have a finite number of spaces in the stash, just like any other, I guess.
Yeah, and you have to purchase more with real money, so it kind of that's kind of you don't have to do it, but that's how they kind of that's how the free game stays afloat.
Tighten the grip on you a little bit.
But, I mean, aside from that, I've been playing. I got back into Fortnite a little bit, only because they brought back the pump shotgun. I was kind of excited for them to bring back the pump shotgun.
Is it any good now? Or did they nerf it again?
No, the pump shotgun's pretty much where it was.
Hell yeah.
And you can still, if you get a blue pump, you can one-tap somebody, which makes the game, kind of playable again. Also, they didn't, decrease range or anything like that. I mean, the pump needs a nerf, but the nerf that it needs, they're not really willing to give it. There's a fine line. There's just too many guns in that game right now to really have when you have that many guns in a game that have so many different strengths, one setup will be stronger than others.
Right.
And it's just kind of how
like
it
the
is.
constant ebb and flow of the meta. I mean, a game like that's just gonna have that issue.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, what have it's kind of all I've been playing. But what have you been playing?
So I have kind of been in between games ever since I Platinum Spider-Man. I've been kind of searching for that next bigger experience that I'm gonna just hunger away at. I think I'm settled on going back and leveling in Final Fantasy 14.
We should play that together.
But
actually. I keep forgetting that's cross-platform.
We definitely should. That's a great idea. What level character do you have? Just offhand.
0.
Oh, 0. So you have no character.
I don't have any character.
Oh, dude, we could totally just start new characters and work up like that, because I bet there's some really good fast track stuff that they're putting out right now because of the new expansion.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, so my in-between game has been NBA 2K 19. They had that crazy sale. I think I've mentioned it before. But,
it was $2 or something like that.
Yeah, $2 or $3.
Stupid.
Unbelievable. I guess they kind of leveled that out with, they've put unskippable ads in certain parts of the game.
Oh.
Which I don't think I've actually run into, but whatever. The main point of this is I had a game that I was down 16 points or something like that in the fourth quarter. I came back to tie it for overtime, and I ended up winning by I think another 15 or 16 points. So I did that all in the 3 minutes that they gave me, and just crushed them afterwards. Got out of that game, and I, just being so stupid, shut off my PlayStation too early, went back, and I lost that whole game, and I was like, fuck, are you kidding me? Come on.
That
So,
sucks.
lesson to the kids out there, make sure that little spinning dial or whatever they warn you, hey, don't turn off your PlayStation or don't turn off your system until this is done. Don't fucking do it. You'll lose everything. Everything you hold dear.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, that's what I've been doing. Let's shift gears into the big topics of the week.
Yeah.
I think this first one's actually a pretty big deal to me, more than you. But have you dabbled with EA Access?
Not exclusively. I looked at it mostly just because I'm really interested in playing Battlefield and stuff like that through it.
It's honestly a sick deal, in my opinion, just because there are so many EA games that I play.
Does it say $30 a month?
I think that this year is going to be the year to own this, because you'll have Battlefield 5, you'll have the Star Wars game, and man, it's going to be really valuable. So it's EA Access is finally coming to PS4 on July 24th. If you don't know, EA Access is a service that gives you access similar to Xbox Game Pass to a library of EA titles for $5 a month or $30 a year. EA Access offers 10% discount on full EA title purchases. EA First Trials allow you to play 10 hours in new games first, and even before you buy them. So that's pretty intense. 10 hours of a game. I mean, you'd probably be able to get almost the entire way through the campaign of this new Star Wars game with that. I can't imagine it's more than 20 hours long. So
that's actually really sick. My only real question with it will be can I take it from my PS4 to my computer? That's kind of a question that I'll have.
If you have the EA Access, you pay for the EA Access. I assume that you get it on everything. You might be able to. That's a good question. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah, I was reading it. I didn't think about that before.
If anybody knows out there that's listening, comment below.
Yeah, I'd like to know that for sure.
Yeah, so that's super awesome. Super excited to get in there. I'm not going to have to really buy any EA games this year, but this is a great alternative just because I really want to try all the EA sports games, but I don't want to buy FIFA and buy
Nobody
NBA
wants to
2K.
buy FIFA. So...
really, really good stuff. Anyway, moving on. That last article was from Colin Stevens at IGN, just trying to get credits in there as much as possible. We're trying to get better at that. And so the next one is Jesse Wade at IGN. Actually, this article I just wrote down the headline: Cyberpunk install size is going to be twice the size of Witcher 3. I'm not sure whether that's with or without the DLC, but either way, that's pretty impressive. And
that's massive.
It just goes to show, like, if that's the base game, imagine what the expansions on that will be well over what Red Dead Redemption 2 has. And so what are some of your thoughts on that? What do you think this game's going to pull off as far as, like, map size? What does this mean? Considering games like GTA have a similar install size to this one.
Yeah, so I mean GTA with all the DLC and all that stuff, I think they're up to like 89 or like 88 gigs or something like that at this point.
Right.
I know they take up a tenth of my fucking computer space.
Yeah, man.
So I only got a 1 terabyte hard drive.
I can't even have that and Red Dead Redemption 2 on my PS4 at the same time, or else it's just completely bricked.
Damn. Well, I mean, you might just have to go out and get one of those portable hard drives.
Yeah, externals. Yeah.
I mean, they're not super
I should definitely
expensive.
invest in that. Just got a new camera though, so
yeah, that's true.
Next step is probably just a lens for that, and moving forward with getting our video shit off the ground.
That's fair. I mean, referring to the game itself, I think that the map size is probably, I would expect. It's kind of hard to say. The game's really, like, very graphically pretty. Mm-hmm. And the amount, like, the size that they've proclaimed, and the size of, like, the Witcher 3 map, and, like, similar games like GTA 5, I think what it really means is that we're either gonna see a large map, and it's gonna be a large map, and we're gonna go two ways. If we see a large map, the map's gonna feel a little empty, or we're not gonna have as many, like, guns or as much of this or as much of that. Like, there has to be a trade because of how pretty the game is. The textures themselves take up a lot of space, so we're either gonna have a little bit smaller of a map, but it's gonna feel really dense, and it's gonna be lots to do in that little map, and there's just going to be a lot of going on, or we're going to have a little bit of a bigger map, and I think it's going to be a little less dense and just a little more spread out.
So some of the rumors that I heard from the E3 demo that people saw was the developers were kind of chit-chatting about the size of the map, and some of the ideas that press got from that is that the map is going to be a similar size, if not just a bit bigger than the GTA 5 base map. Yeah. I don't know if did they actually add any expansion parts onto that map, or has it just all been condensed on Los Santos?
So, like, the way the GTA 5 map works is there's basically nothing has made the map itself bigger. There are mission types that take you to different places, but the map itself, the free roam map itself, has stayed exactly the same size. And for retrospect, for you to, like, go from one side of the map to the other side of the map, I think it said they takes like 22 minutes or something like that. Don't quote me on it, but it takes like 22 minutes to, like, walk from one side of the map to the other side of the map.
Yeah. And
it takes 4 minutes to drive in, like, just, like, one of the, like, a random car that you could steal, that's still, like, to get from one side of the map to the other side of the map, that's a big map.
Yeah, it's a good chunk of time. Like, Red Dead Redemption 2 is ridiculous, though, in that it's, like, I forget the amount of time that you actually had to go on horseback from, I think IGN had, like, a sped up, like, time lapse version of it. Yeah. Timer in the corner. I think it came out to, like, something crazy like 20 or 25 minutes on horseback, which is crazy.
Wow, yeah, that's an incredibly big map.
But yeah, what I think is that it's going to be maybe around the size of GTA 5's map, and it's just going to be packed. Because that's another thing that people have said seeing the demo. I can't wait for what was it, PAX West? They said
PAX West are gonna have more.
The actual 45 to 50 minute demo, which is gonna be sweet to see. I think that'll be the last, like, little bit of this game that I want to get into my mind before I actually get my hands on it. But they also said that the each NPC in the game, which is like the areas that they've been in have been packed with NPCs. Each NPC is so different than the next. Like, you'll look at one guy and he has one eye and this like platinum face, and then you look over to this woman who has like a completely open chest, and she's just like robot from the chest down, and so the variety of different looks and different feels of NPCs leads me to believe that everything's going to be really detailed and dense, but we're also going to get a smaller map than what we would expect from like huge AAA open world titles.
Yeah, I mean,
of late.
That's kind of how dense it is, though.
I
I
love that idea. I'm one for more condensed experiences rather than blowing out a map. And I mean, it sucks to say it about such a great game, but The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, kind of had that empty feel to it, which, I mean, it lent itself to a Zelda game where you're kind of isolated, you're the hero, and you're kind of doing your own thing in this barren world, but that's just the thing, it's kind of barren in between the spaces, and you'll get to, like, civilization, and you'll see your NPCs and whatnot, but in between each of those areas is really open and really, not bland, but, you know, NPC-less.
Yeah, exactly.
So, can't wait to see more on that. Obviously, we've talked Cyberpunk to death, but
not yet.
Something that I mentioned earlier on in the episode, Final Fantasy XIV. This is really interesting and strange. It was announced last night. I got this from Joshua Riviera at Kotaku. Final Fantasy XIV live-action TV show in the works. So, quote here. Today, Sony Pictures Television and production company Hive Mind Entertainment, the company behind Netflix's forthcoming adaptation of The Witcher and the Amazon series The Expanse, announced a partnership with Square Enix to develop a live-action Final Fantasy TV series based on the online role-playing game Final Fantasy XIV. What?
Yeah, you told me that earlier. That kind of was like...
Yeah, it kind of rolls off at first, but then you kind of bring it back and you think about it and you're like, how in the hell are the production costs of this must be absolutely insane. Like, in order to make any type of area look the way Eorzea does, because Eorzea is just like this crazy looking place.
Yeah. I mean, I think it definitely has the fact... Alright, so there's two things, right? I think it has a really good chance to be something cool. And I think the second piece is, because they're actually getting the game developers involved in it, I think it has a fantastic chance to be something cool. Like, it has a cool chance just because, like, they're taking from something that, like, it's a really cool and unique kind of world, and then they're getting the people that literally created it involved in it, instead of just doing... like, a lot of, like, the Netflix originals or, like, the Netflix spin-offs, even, like, the Netflix that have picked up anime and kind of, like, twisted it into, like, their own series of anime, they haven't always gotten the original writers and original creators for it, and it's shown that they haven't, because they haven't been able to pick up quite where it left off, or just quite where it felt like it should have picked up. So I'll be really interested to see where in the story they grab. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or if they even go with the story of the game, or if they go with a unique story in the same world of Eorzea. I think that would be a better way to go, because, I mean, from what we've seen, well, I guess Game of Thrones is a bad example, because the good parts of that show were written by the actual creator of the series, George R.R. Martin. So I was going to say that the original content that was made by the later writers was pretty good, but I mean, there were parts, but I like when creators take their own original take on it rather than using too much of the source material, because sometimes it could be muddied.
Yeah, I know what you're putting down.
Definitely something to keep our eye on. For me, at least, I'm a big Final Fantasy fan, so I'll be dipping in. Yeah, oh yeah. Love it. Love that shit. So, moving on quickly next to Mario Maker 2. Mario Maker 2 came out last week, I believe. Last Friday. or Tuesday, one of those days.
Yep.
And it got rave reviews. It came up with great criticism. Metacritic gave it an 89. This game seems to be just what the doctor ordered for fans. They're eating it up. Speedrunners are already doing all kinds of crazy things.
Oh,
like
yes.
you said. Thinking about picking this one up myself, just because it looks like a hell of a time, and creating Mario worlds for my friends or everybody here that comes here to try out. It just seems like a great idea for like a party situation.
It sounds. It definitely seems like it could be really fun. I mean, it's not necessarily my my vein of entertainment per se, but it looks really good. I'm really excited to see what comes of it. All the different tools. I know. I showed you like an impossible level earlier. Like in the original impossible like levels and stuff like that, people got so creative to the point where they were making like lock codes with notes, like that you had to like decode to figure out how to get through the level. And there's so much more packed into this one tool wise.
Yeah.
That like I'm just so excited to see like what people are really able to create.
Yeah, it's almost like I'd rather watch the game be played than play the game itself in this situation, because they're just, I mean, the levels are just so insanely hard.
Yeah, dude.
And you have to really be into that type of platforming, like pixel perfect jumps and
Yeah.
everything, to really be good at it.
Still looks fun even for common guys like me and you.
Yeah. I mean, we'll make some cool things once we get our hands on this, and I'm sure that everybody else will have a lot of fun trying to figure out our contraptions. But yeah, that's pretty much all we have for Mario Maker 2. Looks like a hell of a good time.
It does.
Definitely gonna give it a shot pretty soon. This one you brought up right before we got on, actually, so we added it. Teamfight Tactics. What's going on with this thing? It released on the 26th. So that's 2 days ago? 2 days ago.
I think so, 2 days ago. So basically, Teamfight Tactics is League of Legends' version of Auto Chess, which originally Auto Chess is a mod by two guys who played Dota 2. So it's a Dota 2 mod, and I mean, the League of Legends version is kind of a cut and paste copy of the Dota 2 mod Auto Chess. They do a couple just small things different. Like obviously the League of Legends version is based on the League of Legends characters. It's based on the League of Legends items. They have a weird kind of round in the center where you can go and grab, like you don't have to pay for them. You could just like a free round where you can go and grab a character and it like rotates in a circle. It's kind of a weird little round, but the game itself is it's a game mode in League of Legends. It's like an RTS arena game. Same idea as like the Auto Chess, where you face 7 people, and it's kind of just like a free for all.
Yeah.
You build your army every round. You're allowed to buy like as many units as you want, as much gold as you have, and you just build your army and you fight each other. As the game progresses, people start losing, your armies get stronger, you're able to kind of pick up different characters.
Right.
So, I mean, it looks really cool. I've played a little bit of it. I played a lot more Auto Chess just because it was out first.
Right.
But what are your thoughts on a game like this? What do you think? It's kind of new,
being kind of an RTS noob, I've only played like a few RTS games seriously. I think that this one's a very interesting take on that kind of genre, where it seems like it's more of a isolated, focused battle system rather than the hectic combat of a League of Legends, where you have all of these things going on. Rather than that, you have this tight board where you can see everything that's going on. You don't have to pay attention to maybe teammates or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it seems really interesting. Obviously, I don't know if I'll be able to get my hands on it, but I'll keep my ears open for impressions from you, for sure.
Oh, I'll have some pretty soon.
So that is the roundup for this week, the big topics of the week. But if we missed anything, let us know in the comments below. Just before we get off, want to recap our crazy night last night.
Oh,
man. A day to remember. The pop punk metal band came to our hometown of Portland last night, and man, what a show! Man.
They were so good, dude.
I can feel it still. The mosh pit was insanity.
My elbow can feel it.
Oh man, and you'll see our friend Ben in our D&D podcast, but he
got wrecked.
He got wrecked. We'll have to bring that up when he's on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll have to hear his.
Maybe he'll be able to
story.
show you the scars. But yeah. So that's it for this episode. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out our Facebook page. Check out our Instagram. Make sure that you download that Podbean podcast because we really appreciate the support.
Hell yeah.
Get at us on any of those platforms. Just let us know what you think. Tell us what we could do better. What we're doing great.
Things you want us to talk about, cover, whatever, dude.
Any type of content that you'd like to see from us. But yeah, until next time, have a Merry Christmas.
Peace.
Yeah. Welcome back. Sorry about that. Our computer shit the bed on us, but we're back. We were talking about Unexplored 2.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll be our first commercial break, I think.
Yeah, I consider that commercial break. I mean, I guess let's just dive back into what we already were saying. We talked for like a minute or two, possibly.
Before we actually noticed that anything had gone wrong. But anyway, this stuff happens.
Yeah,
we're gonna keep rolling with it. Just to finish off our thoughts on Unexplored 2. That minute was pretty much us describing that it kind of breaks the mode with its difficulty a little bit. What is this now?
So that's the game that it resembles.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we were talking about how it resembles what was
Realm
that?
of the Mad Gods.
Realm of the Mad Gods. So
it literally essentially the same idea. 5 classes, you kind of switch between them. It's a roguelike. This seems like it's single player and story based. Realm of the Mad Gods seems very close, but it's multiplayer online RPG based. So it's kind of it reminds me almost exactly of the same game, but this has a much prettier art style.
Yeah.
So
let's just move on.
Yeah. to something that looked really interesting.
This grabbed you.
Yeah.
The Conan series has always kind of interested me in the other iterations, like the first-person iterations that I've seen.
Yeah.
This is very different. Go ahead.
So, Conan Unconquered. This grabbed me because it looked like it. I don't know. It looked different than your average cookie cutter, whatever you have it,
RTS.
Like RTS.
Yeah.
Like it just grabbed me because it looked different. It's like almost like a wave, fighting waves to the point where you can build up enough force to fight back. So like there was that in the trailer, there was, you go to wave 25 and then the trailer kind of cut out from gameplay, and like you had like this massive like dude who broke out of your walls, and like you started fighting back the waves. So like it grabbed me simply because it is almost like a tower defense game, but a tower defense RTS. And that just seems really interesting to me. I've played a lot of tower defense games over the years.
Yeah,
so
the melding of those two genres seems like a match made in heaven too.
It really does.
Those styles seem to fit together like puzzle pieces. So, like you, I'm excited to see more because I always loved playing Command and Conquer back in the day.
Super good game.
That was one of my favorite RTSs. I haven't really played too many since then. I played a lot of Civilization, but that's a very different style. But that's like the extent of my PC gaming lately. But the Command and Conquer games really grabbed me, so this one reminded me a lot of that, and interesting to see more.
For sure. On to a much different game.
Man Eater, dude, this one looks so funny.
Oh my gosh, this lady in the shark suit.
Oh, she comes back. Yeah, the showcase. One of the hosts, forget her name, but man, she was like this bubbly. What would you say? English?
Yeah.
Because she had an accent,
so.
and man, she was like hilarious when she came out in this shark suit. Started interviewing this super awkward developer. Oh man,
this guy, man.
The cringy jokes. What was one of them? And he's like, "We're still hammerheading away."
Yeah, we're still hammerheading away, and then like towards the end, and the girl's like, "Well, I've got to go. I've got to go get a snack. You know, all these people in the front row look delicious."
Oh my god, all of it was so cringy. Stop. But the game itself, a Sharpg or Shark PG.
Shark PG.
Oh man, they have some buzzwords for this one, but you play a budding young shark that he described it as GTA if you were a shark. Which, come on, that pitch is great in general. I'm obviously super excited about this one.
This dude did his homework. He wrote up.
He sold this one. The gameplay that they showed looked super fun. It looks like you're getting different bonuses for doing different like aerial bite tricks. You know, it's got bits and pieces of all kinds of different games that I really love. Almost the tricks almost looked Tony Hawk-esque, where you're like getting multipliers maybe, and the numbers shoot up just like a regular RPG. So there's like progression systems that allow you to get all these different upgrades and power-ups. He said that you can get like a metal fin and steel jaws that allow you to strip through boats and stuff.
Yeah, and there's like 3 different ways to level up, which is pretty pretty interesting.
You can evolve, which means, I guess, escalating to the next echelon of sharkdom, like whatever that may be, you know, growing bigger or maybe even changing species. I wonder if you can choose different species to evolve into.
I'm not sure. That'd be pretty cool.
There's obviously your age, which affects your size and speed and ability to eat larger objects, I assume. I forget what the third one was.
So it was, you have an experience bar that levels you as your age, kinda. Mm-hmm. You have the middle one, which allows you to become like it's the power spike and jump between like being a adolescent shark, a teenage shark, an adult shark. You know, the third one, which allows you to kind of do some crazy shit and mutate your body. The 3 examples was like the shark teeth that allows you to eat through boats, the mutated lungs that allows you to, as he put it, stay on the beach for those afternoon snacks a little longer.
Yes. Oh man, this This conference, man, I'm gonna watch it again and again and again. The cringe is just off the charts.
Just this particular
Yeah, I know.
guy, dude.
And man, going into it, we previewed the PC Gaming Show, and I said this one was one of the ones that I was most interested in.
Yo.
It's now proven itself to me. I'm totally sold on this game. I gotta get my hands on it eventually.
I can't remember if there was a release date. He said the release date was before the next PC showcase.
Right, so within the
next
year or so.
Yeah, within a year.
The last one I have on here for our highlights is El Hijo. I assume that's how that's said. It's an isometric stealth game where you play a street kid with a slingshot.
Seems pretty interesting.
It's really, it reminds me a lot of the like Pocket Deus Ex game where it's like a strategy panel game, but you're controlling your character the whole time, so it's stealth, and you have to distract different. Well, I guess you could kind of say it's along the lines of the same kind of stealth as like Metal Gear Solid, where you throw things to distract people and move throughout and try not to get detected. Detection seems like it's the fail state in this game. Where this game really is shoulders above some of the other ones that we've seen is the story looks really engaging. It seems like something's happened to your mother. You're taken in by this, as Shay described it, Spanish monk.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a blend of all kinds of different flavors in here, and the story looks emotional. The gameplay looks fun. The art style is interesting and I wouldn't say intuitive. I'd say like Saturday morning cartoon like. So it really grabbed my interest as one of the highlights. What did you think of this? Because I'm not sure if you've played many stealth action games.
So it not specifically. The game itself reminded me a lot of Mark of the Ninja, which is essentially it's a game that it plays very similar, but it plays from the exact opposite angle. So it's 2D, but instead of top down, it's like Super Mario Slider. Mm-hmm. So it plays from the opposite angle, but the mechanics themselves kind of remind me of it in the sense where like you have in Mark of the Shadow you have like places to hide that are dark, and when you go into the light people can see you. Oh, okay. So you swing through the level as a ninja, and this reminds me very much of this like, you're at first it seems like you're trying to escape the monks, and you're able to like kind of escape the Spanish monks, and then you find the slingshot when you get out, and then you kind of like I'm not sure like those were cowboys or what exactly they were, but then you kind of go to like being able to use a lot more mechanics. So I'm curious to know, how quick do you get the slingshot? And how many mechanics will you really need to learn to kind of find the game enjoyable?
It seemed like the sequence that we saw of gameplay was like the very beginning of the game, where I think the slingshot is going to be a main mechanic in the game, so you're probably going to want to get that early on. But yeah, the concept of it all seems really, really cool. It seems like a old Western mixed with like I said, a cartoon style and fun gameplay.
Yeah, it looked really cool.
Yeah, I thought it was a little interesting one to throw on there, just to fill out our highlight list. A few other ones I wanted to mention real quick before we finish up were a few of the ones that I didn't want to include in the highlight list, just because I think one of them didn't offer much in the way of new information in Baldur's Gate. Yep. And the other one was one that I'm sort of interested in, but I think I need to see more of in Bloodlines 2.
Yep.
Bloodlines 2, you're a vampire in a city, and seems very RPG-like. You go around, and there's a story to it. The cool thing about it is from what I saw of the gameplay, you can look through people, see all their veins and their heart, and maybe that has. They said that there's different blood types that you can ingest that do different things to your character, whether it be buffs or debuffs. It seems really interesting.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate, though, I played the original with my friend Anthony.
Old game, brother.
Definitely. Old game is old, for sure. And but hopefully this new iteration brings with it, they said it's going to be based on the 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons.
Yep.
They brought a lot of the mechanics from that, scrapping a few of the things that didn't quite fit. But that was pretty much all the information they offered on that. So they said that they are going to have that out when it's ready. So it doesn't seem like it's very close.
They also, one thing that interested me, they said that they have a board game edition coming out with it. So like a sequel.
Wouldn't that just be D&D?
That's what Shay said. So it's like it's D&D, but you have like a specific main campaign that you're going for. It's kind of it's more of a campaign that's already produced that you are following in the campaign, and you can create your own outcomes to the story. He explained it as like being able to send, what did he say? He was like being able to send Boulder Gate to like checking back in with the cities and kind of checking in with where you went and being able to like condemn people to hell and like going to hell in the game, which I don't really know what that means really, but like
it seems like they're trying to create like a very like muddled beginning to end. Like they want you to like be in your character throughout, so you're gonna start with humble beginnings. My interesting thing that I thought might have been cool is if they were able to somehow integrate Baldur's Gate 2 characters into Baldur's Gate 3, but I don't know how the intricacies of that would work. Probably not too great, but it seems like they're trying to draw like, all right, this is going to be a grand adventure. Like you're going to start from like peddling or doing something in a small town to eventually fighting demons in hell. Like that's what it really screamed to me. And we'll obviously see more as it leaks out. I think this is going to be one of the most popular PC games.
Oh,
ever.
trust me.
Just like the old ones.
Baldur's Gate 2, that was 2013, so we're what's that, 7 years or something like that? Nope, 7 years would be 2020. We are 6 years out.
Right.
So it definitely will be interesting.
Yeah. So that was the PC Gaming Showcase highlights. Tell us what you thought in the comments section. If you liked any of these games, if you've seen any of them, or if you liked some of the ones that we didn't mention, just leave a comment below. Like us, subscribe, please. And we'll catch you in the next one for sure. Till then, peace.
Peace.